Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on the Shipwreck coin grading scale and show some examples of coins from shipwrecks and kind of just go over their various different grades. Keep in mind again that the shipwreck grading scale is also a subjective grading scale, and that Fisher's shipwreck grading scale does not take into consideration the weight of coins, which I do think is something that's kind of flawed in the grading scale. However, it is the only grading scale that is widely accepted for shipwreck coins. One of the things that's not listed on that grading scale is encrusted coins, and that is really where it all begins. Is the coins from shipwrecks are, for the most part, always encrusted, especially coins that were loose on the ocean floor, not part of a conglomerate or a clump of coins, such as a chest of coins or a small clump. So these are a few examples of encrusted coins. And I kind of want to touch on these just in case you're someone that's interested in coins that are encrusted for either cleaning or collection. So I'll go over a few. So we have a few encrusted coins here. We have a 1 real from Potosi, an 8 real from Mexico City, and a 4 real from Mexico City. We can see here, there's just a little bit of a definition of the cross on this side, so we know that's the reverse. This must be the obverse. And this one's so heavily encrusted we really can't identify it, but we can identify it by shape and, of course, the wreck that it comes from. So this is what I look for personally when I'm looking for encrusted coins. If it's an encrusted coin that I want to clean, I'm looking for high definition peeking through the incrustation, and I'm looking for high weight on those encrusted coins. So, for example, an 8 real from the 1715 fleet, brand new coin, loaded on the ship, it went and it sunk. A high grade coin, or an uncirculated 8 reals, would weigh 27.2 grams to 27.4, give or take, but the mint specified weight was 27.4, and on average they all weigh about 27.2. They couldn't get the weights all exactly the same, so there's kind of this give or take with the weights, but that's the weight that you would want. So for an encrusted coin, I'm looking for a coin that weighs between 27 grams to 29 grams, even sometimes 30 grams. Basically, I want a weight that is higher than the original weight. That's a very hard thing to find, but they do exist. So, like, yeah, with a 4 real, 13 to, I don't know, 15 grams is what I'd look for a coin that I want to clean and hopefully get a decent coin out of, again, with features that are visible through it. Like we can kind of see that here with this Potosi mint piece. You can see some of the pillars there. We can see the cross. This would probably be, I don't know, grade 2, grade 3 coin, because the weight on this is also actually pretty good. So yeah, keep in mind, just with encrusted coins, the weight for sure. And then, visible detail. You want a nice, thick, chunky, heavy piece. If it's off the 1733 fleet and it weighs like, say, 20 grams and it's an 8 real, you're going to get a low grade coin. Coins from the 1733 fleet, they tend to be dogs. There's not very many nice specimens. And the sad thing is, there's not very many specimens from the 1733 fleet available today at all. So let's move on to grade 1 coins, and I will read Fisher's exact explanation on his grading scale for grade 1 coins. And he writes, grade 1 coins, those having little or no visible ocean wear, mostly come from the interior of treasure chests or conglomerations. They show little or no roughness or pitting, looking much as they did when new. Both sides are in very good to excellent condition, and the obverse and reverse features resulting from the original strike are defined and easily identifiable. So what we have here are a couple coins from the Potosi Mint, and then over here I've got some coins from the Mexico City Mint from the 1715 fleet. So this right here, this piece, if I were to sell this coin, I would personally call this a grade 1 choice or prime select, because it's just flawless. It's beautiful. You can never really tell that this coin was submerged in the ocean for 300-400 years. which it was, but this came out of the center of a fairly large clump of coins, and therefore, the salt water just wasn't able to really attack this coin. You can see in some places on this coin where it's evident, knowing that it's a sea salvage coin. But other than that, this to me would be like a prime select. This is perfect. This is exactly what you want for a high grade shipwreck coin. And this one is kind of more standard. This one kind of actually leans more towards a grade 2 because we have parts that were exposed to the elements. But this one I wanted to show just simply based on the fact that this side right here is more grade 2, but this is kind of what I see a lot of these days as grade 1 coins. So this is a little more accurate towards that, just because there's not a lot of grade 1 coins on the market anymore. If you were collecting like coins from the 1715 fleet, back in the 70s, 80s, and even early 90s from the Real 8 company, they had a lot of really nice grade 1 coins, and I mean a lot of them. So this one from the Real 8 company, these are grade 1 coins, no question. I have a couple more. I should have put them out, which I would consider prime select, but I think they found 63, I think it was 63 or 36 chests of 8 reals, like fully intact. There's video of that actually somewhere online where you can actually see their old black and white film of them recovering an intact chest. And I know that there's an intact chest at the Fisher Museum in Key West, and I think you could probably find that online too if you Google it, so you can see like an intact chest of silver coins. So seeing that, thinking about like the coins that are in the center of that where they wouldn't have been exposed to seawater, you're going to get some very nice coins out of the center of that. So yeah, these are just some grade 1 examples, this being, a 1713, showing, your standard original style, not Habsburg, but Bourbon shield. The Bourbon shield, of course, having this 3 fleur-de-lis in the center, and being, of course, Philip V, Louis I, of course, for mid-17 or 1725, Mexico, 1724-25, and then 25, 1725 for Lima, and then 1725-27 Potosi. Don't think Santa Fe did anything for Louis I, but anyway, it doesn't matter. These are just some examples of grade 1. I'm kind of drifting off. So grade 2, Fisher writes, grade 2 coins were partly exposed to the elements. The coins may not be completely intact or may look more sandblasted than a grade 1, but the quality is still good, and most of the features resulting from the original strike are easily identifiable. So I have right here, this one, this 2 real, actually comes from Fisher himself, from the Cobb Coin Company, and you can see that it is listed as a grade 2. And the one thing I never liked with Cobb Coin Company coins is they're always buffed. The way they cleaned their coins was really very bad. So a lot of this has just been buffed clean, which is a shame, because if it would have just been simple electrolysis without the buffing to try to make it look silver, it really would have been a nicer coin, because there's kind of this weird lacquer-like look to these coins that I never cared for. And the other thing with the buffing is, these details here for this, like you can see the O, the M, kind of sort of see a little bit of the J there, and then you can kind of see part of the date right there, which is the bottom of a 3, so it's a 1713, but it just got buffed so badly that, yeah, it's like mirrored. Here's an 8 real, this one from the Real 8 company. Very typical of Real 8. There's kind of, like, if you look at Real 8 company coins, they really all look very, very similar. But this is a grade 2. It's actually a pretty decent grade 2, but you can actually see right here where another coin was once resting upon it. So like if I were to put that there, you can kind of see here where the salt water and some of the silver sulfide is still on this coin. So it was protected in places, and it's a decent coin. It has a decent weight. I don't know the weight right off the top of my head, but we can see that this has the neat new style shield. So this would be with this original style bourbon reverse. This would be a 1714 We can actually identify that just based on this exact die. This is a very common die for 1714 Neat New Style. I've got a number of coins of this exact obverse die. So, grade 3 coins. Again, here's one from the 1715 fleet. I actually found that coin myself in 1988 when I was just a little kid off Corrigan's. It was on the beach. So grade 3 coins are in fair overall condition, but ocean wear is very apparent. Many grade 3 coins were on the outer layer of a treasure chest, and therefore the side of the coin that faced into the chest will be of grade 1 or grade 2 quality, while the opposite side, the one that faced the elements, is completely worn away. Other grade 3 coins might have ocean wear distributed across both sides of the coins. On grade 3 coins, obverse and or reverse, sides will still offer easily identifiable characteristics that have definition. So what he's kind of saying is there's a couple things to grade 3. And one of those being, here's the side that faced the chest or conglomeration, and here's the side that faced the elements. We see this a lot. I see this a lot with El Cazador coins especially. You'll see this so often with El Cazador. You'll have one side that's really nice, sometimes like almost perfect, and then you flip it over and there's like nothing on the other side. That's a grade 3 coin. So this is an example of a grade 3 coin, a Cobb, a Macokina, where one side is just pretty much gone, but one side is still very, very sharp, very clear. So that's a nice coin for like a frame or a display. Just because of the other side, you can't really see much on it. This one, coming from the Potosi Mint, you can see that it's rough, but you can still make, the reverse out very well. You can identify this very easily. The assayer, the shield, all that is still visible. Our denomination, assayer mark B. We can see the shield, the crown. We have this big crack in it. It's very worn. And yeah, that's a nice example of a grade 3. And then we have one more here, which is kind of your typical grade 3 coin. I see a lot of these, especially from like the Atocha and other shipwrecks, where it's just, you can see that it's been buffed and polished again, which I don't know why they did that. I really don't. Yeah, it's just kind of a poor strike as well. It's not a very well struck coin, and any detail that was there is gone, and it's beat up. We can see some bending in the coin too, from pressure from the wreck collapsing on itself. So those are them. Here's mine, by the way, the one I found. It's a Philip V. I was very proud of this when I found it, and it actually looked like that when I found it. Was a encrusted coin, about like this, a little more green, but yeah, that's what it was. It was really neat. It was fun. That's what got me into Cobbs. So moving on to grade 4. Let me go to this one here. That's it right there. Kind of an extreme example of a grade 4, low grade 4, but grade 4 nonetheless. Grade 4 coins are still identifiable as a Spanish colonial coin, but they have been subject to much wear and tear, and the markings are faint and have little or no definition, and that's what we have right here. This is a Spanish pillar dollar. You can see the shield, you can see the 8, you can see little bits of the crown, we can see some of the legend, see the assayer's mark. There's a nice big pit there on it, but if we flip it over, it's basically blank. There's nothing there to see. So let me see what I got here for a pillar dollar. Should have one nearby. It's a little bit later in date, but yeah, there's like a new pillar dollar basically, and there's one from a Shipwreck, which is a grade 3. 2 different periods and kings, but close enough. On this side, I think actually you can see a little bit of the date there at the bottom. You can see like the 7, it looks like right there, so 1/7. Unless that's, maybe top of a 3, it's hard to say, but it is there. And then finally, grade 5 coins. Grade 5 coins are just above a fragment in quality. You can identify it as a coin, taking into consideration factors such as shape and provenance. We can see that this is a Cobb or a Macokina, and we have actually just a tiny, tiny bit of detail on this coin. You can see just a little bit of a Mexico City Mint shield. We can see the fleur-de-lis right there. You can see the upper left castle, lion, a little bit of lion, and the Austria bar going across here. But if we flip it over, it's just wrecked, it's destroyed. So it's been heavily abused by the ocean. So that is just above a fragment. So A coin that is a fragment would have like no detail on it whatsoever. A lot of the times they're a piece of a coin, they're a coin that's broken in half, and they're just basically a chunk of silver. The ocean, the salt water leaches out all the copper from the alloy of silver coins, meaning that over the course of several hundred years, that copper is completely leached out of an exposed coin like this, leaving basically a 98 to 99% pure piece of silver, often without any detail at all. And these are coins that I find are good for melting down and using in jewelry. So you can make yourself like a ring of 1715 fleet silver, 33 fleet silver, or a tocha, whatever wreck you want from a coin like this. They really don't cost very much, and there's nothing to see. So I don't see the harm in melting them down to reuse it. And people do it all the time. They do the cast jewelry pieces, cast coin pendants and stuff like that by using a coin like this or part of a coin like this to source the silver, if not from like the atocha where they use the large bars. So anyway, I hope I've hit on everything. I'm not sure if I did. I hope you find this helpful. Let me know if you did or if you didn't, or if I said something wrong. Again, like any grading, it's subjective. So, if I were to sell a coin, I may write grade 3 plus minus, just because I feel like it's leaning towards a grade, or it has a bit of both of those grades, and or the weight might be a little bit higher. For example, let me see, where'd that go here? This one, right here, this coin right there. So I wrote, here's my flip for this. This is Mexico City SARJ. It's 23.86 grams, and it is a 2 plus. So I put 2 plus. So that's it. Running on 20 minutes. It's a long video, so I'm going to go, guys. I'll be back with more videos soon. So adios. Till the next one.